everybody. I wanted to welcome you here in the different languages to the people who are following. So I need a cheat sheet. So hello, ni hao, buenos dias, bon dia, vitam, privietse. There are others as well that I can't speak, and I can't read neither. So welcome to this webinar about our 5,000 Fred cutter series. Today we will present you this type of cutter. So it's a simple cutter for doing the threads. You will learn a lot about this. And I wanted to thank you for for attending this webinar. There will be, as usual, different poll questionnaire that I will share with you, as well as you will have also the possibility to ask questions through the Q&R session, or the Q&R logo you do see on the bottom of your screen. So let's write the question when you do have it in mind, and then we will pass them in review at the end of the webinar. So let's start with the presentation of this product. So it's a circular product that you see. It's a Polygon tool that directly do the thread on a screw on a shaft, and it will save you seconds. So how it is? So that's what we will see now with this animation. So let me share my screen. There we go. So you do have the screw and you do have the cutter. So standard at Louis Bélet, we have a cutter at 40 or 45 millimeters. So this guy here. And it's quite simple because the speed of the cutter is the same as of the part. So you synchronize the two, and you will get rotation, taking into account that the speed of the cutter is the cutting speed of the cutter is 50 meter per second. It went a bit fast. Yeah, you do the thread at once, so directly going into the material. So I will maybe replay the video. Yeah, here. So you have the cutter, you have the part. So here we do have a M1 thread. As said, same rotation sense, same rotation speed between the part and the cutter. The V of the cutter is 50 meters per minute, as I said. And by definition, the speed of the cutter is then 400 rotation per minute, and the V of the part, the speed of the part is 1.25. So the total cutting speed is the addition between the cutter and the screw, and so you have a 401.25, which is the cutting speed at the end. Of course, this cutting speed is varying based on the material you do cut. You do have all the information in our web specification or part specification. Here you do see an example of the part which is produced. We made that video at one of our Swiss customers who is doing screws by million. And as you guessed that, let me replay the video once again. It's made on a Torno Swiss Nano machine, and you see that the cutter is entering into the shaft and makes the complete thread within a second. So by standard at Louis Bélet, we do have left and right hand side cutters with shoulders or not, depending on if you come at the head of the screw or behind the head of the screw. And you can get it from a thread step from 0.4 to 1.5 if I'm not mistaken. And so the reference series is 5,000. So it can be right hand side and left hand side. You can see here that there is no shoulder on this one. So as said, you can choose if you need a shoulder or not. Before going further, let me open a poll, the first one, and asking you in which domain you are using the thread parts you are producing. By example, as an example, the customer where we did the video was doing the parts mostly in the watch industry because they are it's one, but they are also doing some screws, some small screws for the medical industry or dental industry. As said, you can have various information on this 5000 series standard. But what at Louis Bélet we are keen of innovation. And let me share my screen once again. Thank you for the vote. And so sometimes in the machine, you do not have the room to have a 40 or 45 diameter cutter. So sometimes we have to reduce the diameter down to 20, maybe 15, and saying that you will have less teeth on the cutter, which may, so if you do have a smaller diameter, you have less teeth, and it may lead to a not so nice surface finish on the part. And so you might have a vibration. So what we did is developing a system, a way of using this tool by moving it. So you will not come and go as it is meant to be standard as a polygon tool, but you may also move or slide your cutter perpendicularly to the part. So as you see on the animation, the cutter is moving compared to the part. And as I showed you before, the cutter has the same speed as the screw usually. But here to be able to move your cutter, then you will need to also desynchronize the two parts. So in our example here, you have a cutting speed or a rotation speed of the part, which is set to 500, and the cutter is higher than 10% in order to desynchronize, which allows you to then make movements on the z-axis and also come to into the part. So this will allow you to have a better surface finish if you have a smaller diameter of the cutter with less teeth, and also you also might think of doing longer thread on your screws. So this is one of our of the animation, and I will also open a second vote because when I say that I open the door to the surface or the surface finish or the problems you might have while producing your threads. And I ask you here, what are your main problem that you encounter in your thread machining? So I leave you some seconds to answer this. While you answer this, I'll also introduce the second innovation that we have set at Louis Bélet. And this one is what we call the reverso. The reverso cutter is interesting because it allows you to have double life of the cutter. Why is that? Usually on a standard polygon cutter, you may see or may not, but the teeth are only on one side. So it's grinded on one side, and then you have clearance in the back. What we did here is a bit different. So we did the grind the two sides of the cutter. So it allows you to have better life duration, as I said. So once side is worn out, then you just turn it and you put that again onto your live tool, a polygon live tool, so that you can directly start. We also did improve geometry of the teeth, and it leads to a much better surface finish as with the standard 5000 series. So the 5000 reverso, as we call that, is improving one the life duration, and two, the surface finish by avoiding the vibration of the teeth inside of the thread. We tested that at our customer that you showed that you saw before, and by using it, we heard a lot less noise or whistling of the cutter while entering into the part. So it's always a good sign when you do not hear the cutting going into the material. And to illustrate this, I show you a small video by the operator at our customer. So he's just inverting the side of the cutter and put that back onto the device, the live tool, and he will put that back onto the machine. So as simple as that. This leads to the third poll of this webinar, and it's all about of the material, because we will see shortly the result of the screws that our customer could do. They mainly machine 2 or 3 materials: stainless, titanium, brass, and I will show you some pictures and that was taken after the production of these screws. So here you see the pictures of parts grinded or cut with the standard 5000 series cutter in stainless steel. You see it's quite nice already. And according to our customer, so it's the same screw with the same material, so it's stainless steel, but with the reversal. So we see on the flange that the surface state is really nice. So they stated that it was as good or even better than a standard turning possibility with that you have to make the thread. So with a thread insert, so which was pretty impressive. The same screw, but with another material, with titanium. So they used to have some problems, some issues with the standard 5000 series on the vibration, on the quality of the edge, surface quality of the edge with the standard 5000 series in titanium, and they really were surprised that the reversal was giving so much or such a good result. Okay, so let me now. I will try to share my screen and show you a real screw, because it's kind of difficult to imagine how small this screw is. So the screw was a M1. So you do see here on my screen the screw. So it's a ruler in millimeter. I could also put in inch or imperial measurement. So you see it's pretty tiny. It's a M1 screw. There we go. So you see it was made with a reverso cutter, and the material is titanium. So you barely see the beauty of the part. So really tiny, perfect shape, and really interesting way of producing this screw. We will see also afterwards with the different question. I'm sure there will be one about the speed. Yeah, this is really impressive in terms of surface quality, time of the production, and so on. I will try to get back to the polls and give you a feedback of what you gave us as an answer. So, in what type of domain you are using your thread? So most of it is medical or dental. Then comes to micromechanics and automotive, aerospace, aviation, connectors, and watch industry. Then the problem you do have is a poor surface finish. Okay, this is interesting because the poor surface finish mainly comes to or from the vibration of the cutter. So with this reverso, if you are using already a Polygon tool, the reverso is solving a lot of this kind of issue you might have with a standard cutter. So let's give it a try if you have that in mind. That might be really interesting. Too long machining time. All right, so half of your problem comes from the too long machining time. So usually with the insert cutting or the traditional way of cutting, let's say, you might use or you might take something like 15 to 20 seconds to produce the screw or the thread. With this, you might use it, or you might do it within 4 seconds, maybe 5 with the tools change. So it's really fast, and it's really a perfect finish. What is also a side effect with this is my colleague who were doing some production as well had sometimes issues with the night production, so the night shift. Yeah, the production was running, and there was not always an operator as usual during the night shifts. And sometimes when he came back to in the morning to see the production, and the insert had teeth which were broken, then all the production is lost. But with this, even if one teeth is broken, you have all the others that is taking the job done. So you won't have this, or it would be really a big mess if you do have the production not okay at the end of the night because of the cheese count you have on this cutter. What other problems? Vibration. So 42% has issues with vibration. So here as well, with the new geometry of the reverso, you have a lot less vibration with this geometry, with this clearance, specific clearance that we do have developed for this cutter. Non-conforming profile as well with a 25%. Well, here you have the profile on each teeth, so you are sure that the profile you will have on the part will be the profile of the cutter. Burrs, yes, it might be with the insert, not really with that. Okay, so it's really interesting. Then on the material, stainless is the most with the 80%. So 80% of you guys are using stainless steel. This is also the case with our customer where we shoot the video. Titanium and steel, yes, as well. Then brass, aluminum, cobalt, chrome, or precious metals. Okay, so thank you very much for this answering these polls, and let's open the question. What is the quality of the thread? So as said, so this cutter has a high quality, and you cannot miss, or you cannot have a wrong thread. If the shape is on the cutter, you have the shape on the screws. So that means that the quality is as good as an insert, or even better with the reverso, according to our customers. What is the advantage of the Polygon threading in terms of time cycle? So once again, I said it before. With the insert, you might do it within 15 to 20 seconds. With a Polygon thread tool, you are down to 3-4 seconds. And do you produce also on-demand shapes or dimension? The answer is yes. So we do have standard dimension with a standard thread metric mainly, but we can do any shapes. Also non-symmetric. Also with a bigger thread. We even did a 0.1 inch thread for a connector, because the screws that are, as I said before, the thread are used in the medical industry, in the watch industry, of course, here in Switzerland at least, but also in the connectic, so all the connectors, and in the car, automotive or aerospace. And also the 0.1 inch or 2.54 millimeter thread or pitch was done with a bigger diameter cutter. So it was not a 40 millimeter cutter; it was a 75 millimeter cutter. So it was really successful for an American customers. can this tool be reground? The answer is yes. You just can come and refresh each teeth. We do it here, so you might send us back this for us to regrind, or you can do it also by yourself. The other question is: the reverso double the cost price of a standard cutter? It's a it's a good question. We didn't really because it's brand new. It's you might have seen we postponed a bit the webinar of this one. I mean this edition. It was because we really ended up with this production of the part, and we wanted to test it before doing the webinar. But the idea is really to have not the double of the price, but rather on the 1.5, 1.7, depending on the production time it needs to. I mean, it needs to be produced. But no, it won't be the double. Can you stack cutter to increase the thread length? No, you cannot, because you won't be perfectly aligned on the cutter. However, what I said is that you can do or we can do any custom. So we did already a much larger cutter than this one, so we can have double or three times as thick as this cutter. So it's one part of the answer. The other part is that you can also slide. It's trickier, let's say. It's more challenging in terms of machining, because the way of doing is maybe to have a kind of a wave in order not to have all the load on the first teeth while doing the thread if you do slide. But definitely, if it's only if it's two times this width, we definitely can do a double size monoblock cutter, whirling cutter, or polygon cutter. Do you have any plan to develop a tool for a larger ID internal thread instead of tapping operation? Yes. So basically, the idea is set standard. We do stock them, but we can have any. Just give us the information, and we will be able to develop that for you. No problem for that. We are really flexible on this. What's the maximum length to the diameter this will cut without bending shaft? I bet it's on the parts. The bending is the most challenging issue, let's say, because you really do come on into the part, and with the force you might bend, especially if the shaft that you cut or that you thread is small. I mean, you saw the part here. It's really tiny, so it's less than 1 millimeter in diameter. So this would bend. If it's bigger, then there is a less risk to have it bent. But dimension of the cutter, once again, you can have smaller, and having this smaller, you have less teeth, and in order to avoid the vibration, you can do the slide, but yeah, it's a bit more tricky. So we can. The best is that you send us the shape of the part you would like to thread, and related information of your head, and we can definitely find a solution to produce custom for you. How this cutter can be grind? So regrind, I think. Uh, so I said it doesn't, as the two parts are rotating, you do not have really a clearance. So you just can come on the face and redo the regrinding. You can do it by yourself if you are set up. We can do it for you if you want. And there's a lot of questions. Great. This cutter is suitable to make bone screw thread. It's a good question. it depends on the shape of it depends on the shape of the thread you would like to produce. The best is that you send us the request, and we will be able to answer this maybe offline. All right. So thank you very much for all these questions. Um, I think, I hope I do not miss anyhow. It leads me to the next slide, where you can find my contact information. Don't hesitate to contact me by telephone, by email, by WhatsApp. Um, most of the time online. So if you do have additional questions, don't hesitate to contact me, and I'll get back to you immediately. So thank you very much for attending this webinar. I will. I hope it was fruitful for you, and you really liked it. So I thank you once more. I wish you a good day, a good night, depending where you are. But at the end, a good week. End of the week. Stay healthy, and good machining with Louis Bélet product.